Hi, everybody. It's James from Praagh. How are you on this third week of the 28 Days of Love? Welcome, welcome. I'm going to wait till everybody get on. I'm sitting here in, I call this the library. It's where I like to read. I've sat here before. Hello. So week 3 is about loving. The first week was about loving ourselves. The second week was about loving other people and how you love them and how you react with them and connect with them. And the third week is going to be about loving our space. So loving your surrounding where you live. Because the space around you, of course, reflects yourself. So I have an exercise for you all. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Alexis. Welcome to 28 Days. Hello, Joni. A lot of people are talking about the 28 days. It's so funny how it's just hitting the social platforms. Not yet on Twitter, probably, but it's all over Facebook is 28 Days of Love. People have talked about it to everybody, so thank you, everyone, for who's brand new, checking on in. Hello from Canada. Hello, Bernadette. Hi, Pamela. Hi, Cassie Miss. Hi, Doreen. So today is the third week of 28 Days of Love. Okay, it's the 11th, isn't it? Or is it 12th? Doesn't matter, we're starting week 3. Loving our space, it's called. And I don't know about you, but I've always, no matter where I've lived, whether it was in a dorm room, which I have great pictures of my dorm room, whether it was a studio apartment, my first apartment was literally underneath an apartment building. And I was one of those, the garages that they turned into a studio. And literally the front of my front door was a driveway. I watched cars go in and out every day because I was one of the car bays that they turned into a studio. And I used to hear a lady, I'll never forget, above my head. And every Sunday morning she'd walk with her high heels back and forth on the wooden floor, getting ready for church. And it was like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I just wanted to sleep. And every single Sunday. And I went up there and told her, and she said, "Oh, I didn't even know you're down there." I'm like, yeah, I am, I'm down there. But every place that I know that I've lived. Again, whether it was a room as a roommate in an apartment with someone, or it was a house that I've had, or a little studio I've had, or gosh, I even lived in, it used to be called Needle Park in New York. I lived in the Bowery in New York. My very first apartment, I was 19, and I wanted to live by myself. And I used to get crates, the little record crates, the little wooden boxes, and make furniture out of them. But it always looked nice, even though the window was an elevator shaft. I remember that too, but I put a curtain to make it nice. So I think that no matter what space you're in, it's a reflection of your own self. It's a reflection of who you are. And I think that when you have things in a space that you're in, you want that to reflect or to remind you of your passion, your love, who you are. And I'm going to show you where I sit most of the time, which is this is my library. I created that. I put the bookshelves up there. I didn't build them, but I ordered them. I designed them. I designed that. It's a painting a friend gave me. And here's my little room here. And this is my library where I hang out. So it's good. And it reflects a lot of me in that I love books. I love books. I have a lot more books, but these are all full of books, these shelves. And I just think it really, every time for me personally, and people ask me about designing because I design gardens, and I make sure that the eye is always busy, those captures what you're looking at. But I always make sure that it's something I enjoy to look at. So I think the place that you live in has to definitely reflect yourself, has to really feed your soul, and there's got to be some passion. And people often ask me, how do you know what to do? And I say, just feel my way through. So, hold on one second. Yeah, I'm just going through my notes here. Make sure I cover everything for you guys because I wrote all this stuff down. I have an exercise for you. Okay. So week 3 is loving our space. The space we live in is a reflection of how we feel and who we are. It's a place that we can express ourselves on the outside, who we are on the inside. This week is all about assessing our space and making changes to enhance our environment. Because sometimes I feel also when you change your environment, it affects you on the inside, of course. You have things that are nice and happy and loving you look at, it makes you feel a certain way. So that's about it. Now I'm going to mention this to you. This is really cute. Hold on a second. Right. So I want to just ask you some questions. So in your home, where you live, your apartment, wherever you are, where do you spend the most time? So maybe you close your eyes and let's ask these questions. Where do you think you spend the most time? And what area of your home, where you live, do you feel most at ease? Are there any areas that make you feel uneasy, tense, or anxious? Do you feel safe and comfortable in your home? If not, what do you need to make you feel more secure and comfortable? Think about that. So I showed you my library where I like to stay. I have a couple places, and the outside I do too, but I feel very comfortable here. I just feel secure, comfortable. I like it here. And I have a big house. I could sit somewhere else, but I like it here. Okay. Okay, now if you look at your house, and what I'd like you to do is, and this won't be today, but this week, try to choose one place in your house that would be considered your sacred space. You can set like sacred altar. It can be very small, like a corner or a closet in the entire room. So for instance, I sit in a closet. It's a walk-in closet, but it's just used for my sacred space where I sit in a quiet. My battery's getting low. Okay. Now, when you create the space or choose a space, it really could be reserved just for your sacred work. I'm going to walk to the kitchen now. You can see the kitchen. And I designed this kitchen too. And here's my kitchen. And I went and bought this lamp that I picked out. You see it? What? Yeah, there you go. I love that chandelier. It wasn't expensive. Good job. Okay. Now we'll go outside here. You see that view of my outside? I'm sorry I'm running around here, but I'm just trying to make sure you can see everything. So wherever you pick your sacred space, which is really, really important because that's going to be your space that no one can get to you, that you really won't be distracted by outside noises. And I think it's really important to have that sacred space so you can sit in the stillness of your being. Really important. Now, and you could take the week to think about this and try different places out. Like you can sit in a chair in one place and see what you feel, or you can, just, I'd say 2 or 3 days, just walk around, see where you'd like to sit, and sit there for 5 minutes, see how you feel. That's your sacred space. That's your space, remember that, because we're going to use that. And so, you designate that as a sacred space. It can be a small corner or a closet in the entire room. The space is not important. Once you choose this space, I want you to invite you all the things that make you feel inspired, peaceful in this space. Even 1 or 2 items are enough as long as they're meaningful to you. So for instance, what I do in my space, I have certain crystals that I love. I have hearts, stone hearts. I have, I'll show at the end of this week, I'll show you my sacred space, which is kind of weird because I don't share my sacred space, but with you guys I will. So I have like a word there of inspiration. I'm very comfortable. Sometimes I have live flowers there, sometimes I don't, because I have a feel, but that is reserved. So let's see what else I want to say with you, okay? This space you are creating for yourself is just for you. You can go do this space anytime you need to reset yourself into the body. So that's it. So I really would like you to find that sacred space and maybe take 2 or 3 objects that you love, that you want to fill that space, that amplifies that space, that brings up the vibration of that space. And that's what it's about. So anybody want to write what place you already have? Patty rents a basement apartment, don't feel as comfortable. I'd like to because it's not my space. That's very true, Patty. It's very, very true. Good insight. But your bed might be your space, right? Just sitting on the bed might be something. Might be a possibility. Joanne Wilson, I've lived in as large as 4,500 square feet, which was not comfortable or cozy. Now I'm living 600 square feet, but it's cozy. I know what you mean. I think my library is not even 100. Positive energy. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just where you feel more comfortable. So I can live in a large place. Like I have a house that's a big house, a nice size house. People say, well, aren't you lonely? I'm like, yeah, we're lonely. Are you kidding? My energy. They go, I feel your energy ever in this house. I said, that's because I energize the entire house. I energize the entire garden. Joni, that's good. That's okay when you do the readings. The only thing is you have other people's energy there when you do the readings. That's what I'm a little bit concerned of because this is really for your own energy to replenish. So in a space that you do readings, that's different, right? That's a working space. This is not going to be a working space. This is your own sacred regeneration space, okay? So find another space for that. So Patty, the bed, I know I got a hit in the bed, so maybe in the side of the bed, you can sit on the floor on the side of the bed, and You can use that as your comfortable space. That's fine. Tomorrow I'll talk more about it, about setting up that space for you. But tonight I want you to find, or today, wherever you are, find that sacred space that you like. And tomorrow we'll go through that. Jody said, my extra bedroom, I turned my dad's old army trunk into a private altar space. Oh, I love that idea. I can close and keep it private. Oh, that's great. Hi, Bruce. Blessings to you. 15 years ago, Margaret, I've been around a long time. That's right, Joni. You need Joni space. Okay. So that's it, kids. That's it for today, the third day. Welcome to the third week of 28 Days of Love. And we'll be back tomorrow. Go pick your sacred space, and I cannot wait to hear about it. Tomorrow I'll ask you where it is. I'm going to show you mine. And we have some more ideas and some a couple of tests for you tomorrow. And if you're around tonight, watch Kelly and myself. We're going to talk about toxic people in our lives and how to get rid of them. That's both sides down and beyond, okay? Love you guys. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.